You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it.
Still, I think Drake should have probably turned to his fans before he turned to a lawsuit. And that's why I think that Drake should have just appealed to his fans, because when you file a lawsuit, no one's going to look at the nuance and say, if anything, we should give you props for not suing Kendrick. You sued your label.
Hey, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at?
What's up, YouTube? It's Cam, aka Cam Puts You On, and today we are talking about Drake's legacy being cooked. It's so cooked, bro. But as always, if you guys like the content, make sure you like and subscribe and comment what you think about this. Let's get into this. So as you guys may know, there was a whole Drake and Kendrick beef. I don't know if y'all know, it was low-key like underground news, but yeah, Drake and Kendrick got into it, bro. And this is a tale as old as time. That basically was a back and forth of disses. Drake ended up getting smoked. I'm talking bad, bro. I think he lost every single diss. We had Family Matters and Meet the Grams drop. We had Not Like Us reach #1 on the charts on every single metric of all time. It was one of the biggest like hip hop songs of the decade. I think maybe one of the best, like biggest of all time. Definitely in recent years though. And this is kind of how we get to the story, is that Not Like Us did beat all those charts. It was in everyone's face. You couldn't really escape it. I went outside. I was here Not Like Us, and I love Not Like Us. So I was definitely peeping it. I was dancing along, bro. I'm like, oh, we hating on Drake? That's the move for right now. I'm hating on Drake every day. Every day I'm hating on Drake. So Not Like Us is everywhere, right? It's literally everywhere. You can't escape it. It's on Spotify. It's in your playlist. No matter where you go, it's there. Drake peeps this, and he's like, this is kind of weird, bro. Like Kendrick is literally everywhere. I can't avoid him on Spotify. That's weird. He may have the biggest song, but I feel like something's happening in the background, which leads us almost to this moment. These weird things are happening. Kendrick has Pop Out Parade, where he's on stage creating unity within the culture, within gangs in LA. We see him on stage with like Steve Lacy. He's on stage with, I think DeRozan is up there. Russell Westbrook is up there. Everybody from the West Coast is on that stage. Drake doesn't like this, okay? He goes on a stream with XQC, hates on The Weeknd, hates on Steve Lacy, kind of like says like, oh, all these false allegations were made against me.
Mind, body, and soul, in case you were wondering, right?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it. Guy's like a fragile op, but it's a good song though.
We have academics posting about Drake. We have every different news source, me talking about this whole beef, this drama. And so yeah, he got on stream recently, and then the next day, it's not a lawsuit yet, but it's the precursor to a lawsuit. So he files to get this moving in court. Basically, he calls out UMG. He sues UMG. Name drops Kendrick for sure. And like, this is mainly about Not Like Us. But in this pre-lawsuit, he's saying that UMG used bots for Not Like Us to make it bigger than it truly was. And they used different tactics to basically make it in more people's faces. One big part of this lawsuit was that UMG gave a lower licensing fee than normal for Spotify in order for Kendrick's music to be played more and to be licensed out more to different places and different playlists and things like that. Basically saying that there was kind of some insider business transactions that happened that were unlawful in business ethics. That's to sum up the whole thing, and that there's bots that have been used, and he cites academics, which is crazy. And basically, Drake is just going out bad. To sum this initial one up, Drake is going out so horribly bad, bro. Because first of all, the fact that he even thinks that the bots are being used, maybe they are. Okay, maybe they are. Let's not rule that out. Maybe bots are being used. One, bots are used with every big artist. I think Jay-Z was like really popular for his like 444 album. 4 bots. A lot of artists use bots. That's like not an unknown thing. Like the biggest artists have bots, and they bot their views, especially their first week sales. Especially Drake. They pay to be on playlists. Like they get kind of these inorganic type of streams because you can't avoid them. And Drake, when he dropped Scorpion, was a huge proponent of these illegal streams, or like this scheming tactic with Spotify. He was on like a soul playlist. He was on a gospel playlist. He was on like a jazz playlist. Scorpion had none of those things, bro. Scorpion had none of those things. And like there's some bangers on Scorpion. Don't get me wrong. There's some bangers on Scorpion. But gang, it's not that good. It is not that good, bro. And so we see Drake being a proponent of this and then complaining to UMG who, mind you, this is his own label. Universal Music Group owns Republic, which he signed to as like a distribution deal, as well as Kendrick. Kendrick is also signed through Interscope, which UMG owns. They own everything, bro. Don't get it twisted. UMG owns everything. Don't get it twisted. He's suing his own label or parent company, which is insane. Like, it's insane. Like, he's been babied by them forever now, and now that they're finally like giving Kendrick love, I'm not saying finally, but now that they're giving like another artist love who he has beef with, now he wants to go to court and file a motion. Like, what are we talking about? And I said this on my Snapchat or on my TikTok, bro, but he lost the court of public opinion and decided to go to the court of law. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Like, I get that you lost the beef, but suing UMG for doing something that they did for you is insane. Like, the double standard there is insane. And I want to be clear that Drake is not suing Kendrick. He's suing UMG, who apparently threatened to sue Kendrick if Drake sued them. So, but basically from this first lawsuit, and I say first because there's another one that we're going to get into, from this first lawsuit, UMG said this. They said, the suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. And that is the most legal way to say that people just don't like you and they wanted to hear Not Like Us. That was the best way they could say that. And I'm not going to say UMG is fully ethical in their business practices. I think Drake probably has a point. I think Drake may be truthful in the fact that UMG paid for bots or paid for more streams for Not Like Us because they would make more money overall. I can 100% believe that. I think it's the fact that Drake has 100% used these tactics and these unethical ways of streaming to benefit. And now he has a problem now that he lost the beef. Had Drake won the beef, I guarantee you he doesn't sue here. Even if Not Like Us blew up as big as it did and Drake won the beef in court of public opinion, he would not have been suing him, bro. I promise you, he would not have been suing that man. And I can guarantee that. I can guarantee he would not do that because why would he? His streams are up, right? If he wins the beef, his streams are up. The public view of him is up, probably in UMG's good graces, and vice versa. So why would he have a need to sue? He wouldn't need to. But now that he's lost the beef, he feels that he needs to get his get back, and that's going to be in financial ways. Or to prove that Kendrick botted views, in which case he'll be like, well, I didn't really lose the beef. He botted views, so his ego would be good. Right now his ego is being tested because he lost. And it's still going to be tested. Even if Kendrick did bot maybe like 100 million or like, let's say like 20 million streams, or UMG did it for him, like unbeknownst to him, his song was still bigger. He still won the beef in every which way. There's no way to get around that. He won the beef wholeheartedly. And Drake's just gonna have to take his L, bro. But before Drake takes his L, he files another pre-submission lawsuit, okay? Now, this one I think is even worse than the botting one. This one is way worse. This one basically states, A, UMG let the Not Like Us video or song go out, and it was defaming me. It's defamation. It's lies. He's lying on my name, and they let it go out, so I'm gonna sue them for defamation. Gang, did you, one, not say that Kendrick beat his wife and that his children were not his, as well as say that you planted all the information for Kendrick to get, that you were a mastermind and manipulator of this whole situation? Did that not happen? Are we going to act like that did not happen? Am I tweaking? I might be tweaking. Am I tweaking? Because I remember that verbatim. I remember that bar for bar, word for word. And now he's saying that it's defamation. You fed him the information, apparently. Like, that's... If you didn't want him to defame you, why'd you feed him information? Like, that's not defaming. You told him. So, again, it's another double standard. So clear. Because they also let Drake songs drop. Like Family Matters, Push Up, Taylor Made Freestyle. I think he just released on, like, Twitter and stuff. But, like, he's been doing defamation tactics on Kendrick this whole time. He's been faming Kendrick this whole time, too. And I'm not going to say, like, maybe it's not true. Maybe he doesn't have another kid, right? Maybe he's not a weirdo. And maybe he doesn't have people around him that are weird. Maybe. But either way, this is a diss. This is not some, like, regulated boxing match or something. Like, this wasn't a cheap shot that Kendrick did and UMG, like, disrespected you. I think he's just upset because he got cooked in this beef, bro. And I think really what it comes down to for Drake in this scenario is that he thought that UMG had his back no matter what. I think he thought this massive corporation who's been babying him kind of this whole time because he's been their little cash cow, he now sees that he doesn't have the backing that he thought he did. Like, he thought UMG would 100% be on his side in terms of maybe giving him information on what Kendrick's dropping, maybe not letting Kendrick release certain songs or taking down certain songs. Kanye has said that Drake was like best friends with the heads at UMG. So I guarantee you that Drake thought he had this in the bag and that UMG would protect him and kind of devalue Kendrick. Whereas the only thing that matters to these big corporations, especially when there's millions and billions of dollars, especially with investors involved, is that you're nothing but like a number. Like, Drake is just a number. And he always has been, and he will be to these companies. Everyone is a number to these companies. They need to see their profits increase, and you don't really matter, especially an artist. They'll make their money from somebody else. Drake brings in a lot of money, but he, at the end of the day, is just the value that he brings in. And if Kendrick's bringing in more this month, then we're going to back Kendrick. We're going to profit the most that we can because we don't really care about you. And that has been proven time and time again, and it will be proven time and time again. But overall, I think this kind of cooks Drake's legacy in terms of hip-hop. Like, this is kind of the worst route that he can take for a beef, is like going to court over it. I think it looks really weird. It looks really tacky. I think maybe he could even done this lawsuit maybe years down the line, or maybe with other artists. Because there's going to be proof that he should have with other artists, right? He also like put NFR Podcast as one of these like marketing ploys that UMG did that was doing undisclosed promotional tactics. And it just feels weird. It just feels so minuscule. And what he's like pointing out, like, he lost the beef, keep it pushing. I know he's still mad and like he wants to find any type of way to justify him possibly winning. But I think it's over now. And I think it has been over. And I think Kendrick dropped a whole album, GNX, which I'll do a review on. And it's just kind of done for him, bro. Like, it's okay. Like, we can move on. This happened. We took the L. Let's keep it pushing. But honestly, if this gets rid of botting within the music industry, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it if it does end up going to court and he's right. This may be the tide that turns into botting being done in music, which could be really crazy. That could be actually beneficial. Give more of a representation for the actual things happening with listeners and consumers rather than these fake streams. But as always, man, thank you guys for tuning in, supporting the channel in any way possible. I appreciate all you guys watching. Past few videos have done really, really well, and that's all thanks to you. So I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in every week, and supporting the homies. So I appreciate you guys, bro. We drop every Wednesday. New video every Wednesday. Has been like that for a few weeks. I'm going to try to get one out on Friday this week, maybe after Thanksgiving. We'll see. Maybe a little review. We'll see. But as always, man, I love you guys and appreciate you guys so much. Definitely check out my other channels down below. I got a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, the whole works. But I want to say I thank you guys and appreciate you guys. Love you. Peace out. Be smooth.